Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the round 1 back 9 of the Hall of Fame Classic, presented by Brandon Hudson. So huge thank you to him for sponsoring this coverage. We're starting right in on hole 10, par 3, 318 feet. One of the more difficult par 3s, which is a very common theme here. We've got a very tight tunnel shot off the tee, and then you kind of have to get up over this hill. And then if you're going for the straight shot, you want to get up over the hill and then finish skipping further to the left. So we've got Kyle Gray up first. One of the most common results you will see on this hole is to hit one of those first available and be stopped right there. Chad showing us how it's done. Easy 3 from that position, just kind of going straight up the gap with a little bit of a left to right turning shot the whole way. Looks like Thunder's lining up the forehand roller. If that didn't hit that tree, that would have been probably up by the basket. He'll still be in a pretty decent spot, but I say but. He'll still be in a decent spot. There's no buts about it. We've got Trey. Nice looking shot here. Kind of getting stopped up in that bunch of trees, so he will be just a little further up than Thunder. There we've got Brandon. Opting for a nice hyzer flip down the middle. And he'll end up in a great spot. Best shot of the bunch. We've got Kyle from only 20 feet past the tee. With probably one of the best scramble shots you'll ever see on this hole. He is in about circle 2 now. Chad didn't get a full flight out of his disc. Looks like he kind of finished further to the right than he would prefer. He went a little bit down the hill, so he was not super happy about that. There is a drop-off behind the basket. And this looked great out of Thunder's hand, but he also went a little long down the nasty hill. And it's a running theme for this hole. Trey also went long, and here's Kyle for his 3. Absolutely the best scramble shot you'll ever see on this hole. Brandon for the look at the 2. Oh, that is just disappointing. Very committed, just a little bit low, I guess. I'm not even sure what really happened there. Seemed like a fine putt, but just didn't go in. As you can see, it's hard to see on the camera just how steep this hill is. Oh, just a little short for Thunder, and there you see it. That is not the best result. Roughly the same distance to save the bogey here. Just too short. Here we've got Chad for his look at the 3. As you can see, the footing is not very friendly. Uphill putts are extremely difficult, as you can see. It's hard to get the commitment on them just because you're not really sure how hard you need to putt. Not for Trey though. Trey is just like, whatever. Uphill putt's easy. Chad tapping in his 4. Thunder tapping in his 5. And Brandon to finish out with a par. Jumping right back in, we've got hole 11, par 3, 269 feet. We have the dog leg left, and this is a very tough hole. Surprise, surprise. I'm not really sure what the shot is for this hole, to be honest with you. I've seen a whole lot of skip plays. I've seen a lot of inside overstable mid-range plays with like a mutant or maybe like an MD5, something like that. Kyle trying that inside line, just kicks first available there on that line and puts him in a tough spot. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't seen a forehand roller on this hole as of yet. Played it for a 10, but yep, caught by that inside tree again. A lot of enemies at the gate on this hole. Brandon making a great shot here. Chad leaving that one nice and wide. Unfortunately catching that branch there. Yeah, I'm just not sure what the shot really is for this hole. It's just, I'm not sure how you're supposed to get the 2 without a throw-in. Hanging this one nice and wide. Should get some good ground play there. Leave him probably circle 2. Here we've got Kyle. Coming up just a little short. He'll have a pretty easy look at the basket though. Trey just laying up as well. Chad really low the whole way. I don't think he was quite going for that kind of shot. Here we got Thunder with the best. No wait, I forgot about Brandon. Can't forget about Brandon. Absolutely perfect shot from Thunder. Chad cleaning up his par. I know I said I didn't know what the shot was. I guess that's the shot right there. Just a phenomenal 2. Like that's the best drive I've ever seen on this hole. Very well earned. Trey cleaning up the par, and I suspect we shall see the rest of the card follow suit.
Will you move already?
Here we are on hole 12. I'm sure there are a lot of better names that we could say, but I doubt any of them would be age appropriate. This is, without a doubt, my least favorite hole on this course. I mean, you see the way the drone is flying. There's just no way to get to the basket. You're going to have to get really lucky. And I just don't like that. I don't like that in a hole. I think this is a poorly designed hole, unfortunately. But they've still got to play it, and they've still got to try for the 2. Brandon throwing it just nice straight down the middle. Should be pretty easy 3 from there. My opinion on it is, if it's going to be a short hole like this, there should be at least some way to get to the basket without, like, just spray and pray. Thunder a bit too low on that shot. Should be able to get up and down, though. Kyle hitting really early. Yanked that one off a little too far. And Trey looking like a great line drive, unfortunately hitting one of those trees. And finally we've got Chad. Should be in a pretty decent spot from there. Oh. Not the best result. Should have a look at the 4 from there. Here we got Thunder. Hopefully that didn't roll too far, but he should have a look. Trey giving this a nice run. And he will end up just a little closer than where Kyle is. Chad opting for the little flex forehand, all wrist. Oh, that was going right for the basket too. Here we've got Brandon with the CTP. I think he might have hit the pin there, but not too bad a result. Trey in for the 3. Chad, this result didn't make any sense to me. That seemed like a fantastic putt to me, but apparently it was just slightly too far to the right side for it to stick in the basket? Question mark? Kyle saving the bogey. Not the worst result from hitting first available, but certainly not the score you'd want to take on it. But this is one of the holes where it's a bonus birdie. You want it and you hope for it, but you're like, I'm okay with par. Brandon for his 3. Case of the yips here. Brandon understandably frustrated with that. Although we do get to see his really cool macro disc. I think they're called. I'm not sure how to describe what I'm seeing here, folks, but very unfortunate. That was for 4, so this is for 5. Just a little too left side there, so he will unfortunately have to tap in a triple bogey. Thunder saving the par, almost kicking back out of the basket. This basket really just doesn't like you, apparently. Chad cleaning up the 4. And unfortunately, Brandon going to have to tap in for the 6. Now let's try and wash away the memory of hole 12 with hole 13, par 3, 338 feet. Just a nice straight tunnel shot. This is, conversely to hole 12, this is probably my favorite hole. It's just super... This is just disc golf. This is the disc golf hole right here. Just get it straight down the fairway. I don't care if you're left-handed, right-handed, forehand, backhand. Just get it down the fairway. And that's a good shot. And I love it. Thunder lining that one up. That was a fantastic shot there. Ooh, Trey pulling this one a little bit. Gets pretty sneaky through that right gap, though. Wow, very friendly kick there for Kyle. And Chad absolutely threw a line drive there. Oh, if he got a little... Oh, wow. That was some pretty cool ground play there. Didn't quite get the flip up that he was hoping for on that, I think. Kyle trying to make some magic happen, but just ends up with it being a very good layup. Here we've got Brandon with the fantastic groundwork from from where it landed. He will also end up with a pretty easy 3. Oh, Trey got shot down really early there. He should be just past the gap, so he'll have a look. Chad taking no time and trying to throw that one in. Pretty unfriendly roll, but he should be, once again, in a position for the 3. Thunder taking no time to just lay that one up. Trey putting a little too much juice on that one, going right over the basket. He will have to work a little bit for the 4. Chad tried to miss that. You saw it. You saw how high that was. Hole 13, one of the harder holes over the first round. No birdies. No birdies at all. Here we are at hole 14, par 3, 419 feet. Another one of my favorite holes. Here we've got this nice big open field, and then as we get closer and closer to the basket, it gets tighter and tighter and tighter. We have to get into the woods, so tee shot is paramount on this hole. You really want to be in a good place off of the tee. Thunder opting for this turnover backhand here, and he should be in a great spot.
Pretty good. Look good.
You basically want to be turning from left to right the whole way to the basket.
Come on.
Not quite enough angle on that one, and he will fade out pretty early. Into the bush.
Yep.
Chad following suit. He should be in a better position though, further up, closer to the pin.
Want to trade?
Brandon, I noticed, throws a lot more understable plastic than most people, so he should have this down pat. And actually turning that one way over. Should be in a pretty decent spot for the 3 though, so it's not going to be too much of a struggle to get to the pin. And Trey opting for the forehand because he has just so much power, and he will have a good look at the basket there. Here we've got Kyle from the thick of it. With a fantastic upshot there. Giving himself a great look at the basket. Here we see Chad. Very low. That is a very strange miss for Chad. Here we've got Trey. He's probably got a little window to get to the basket from here. Yep. Looking like it's going to be a little bit of an Anheuser possibly. Wow. It's just hard to get the power and the accuracy there. Brandon with the great look here. Oh, yanking it wide right again. Chad cleaning up the 3, making it look easy. Thunder for the 2. Great 2 from Thunder here. One of only 4. We have Calvin Pettigrew, Thunder Schultz, Chase Cooper, and Taylor Williams. And Brandon with another inside the circle miss. Not his day. Unfortunately going to have to tap in for the 4 here. Here we are at hole 15, par 3, 519 feet. I think this is actually a par 4. I'm sure I'll change the graphic later, so I'm wrong, but this is absolutely a par 4, not a par 3, so excuse me. Off the initial tee, we've got a very tight window, and then we've got this huge uphill to, well, I guess it's climb, I suppose. So you really want to give the disc the height to get as far up that hill as you can. Thunder pushing way too far forward. I was going to say straight. I guess that would make sense too. But really, you want to just get up, be in the fairway to the left. Just like that. That should be a fine position. Chad made this shot look really casual, so I'm very impressed with the casual distance he got with that. Kind of just like he went swah. It's like he was throwing a frisbee in the backyard. Trey putting a lot of juice behind that one. Should be in a fantastic spot. This one looked pretty early, but he should be still in the fairway, so not too bad. Yeah, here we see Kyle with an easy Firebird forehand shot. I say easy. Easy for him. He should have a look at it from there. Just on the edge of the circle, maybe. Trey going much higher. Going for a spike angle.
It's like making babies with mine.
Yeah, right on top of Kyle's, as you can hear. Brandon coming up just a little bit short. Should be outside circle 1, edge of circle 2. Look for him. Chad getting caught up a little bit early. And here we see Thunder, who went through everything and is now on the other side. And just threw a little bit too stable. He'll end up further to the left than he would like. Yeah, here we see Thunder. This is for the 3. Whoa, sailing right by the basket. Here we've got Chad for his look at the 3. Also sailing wide at the basket. Brandon making it look easy. Good bounce back from the previous hole. Trey popping that one in. Kyle, very low. A very strange miss for him. Thunder in for the 4. Very solid putt there. Chad cleaning up the 4 as well. And Kyle missing high. Very unfortunate result. And we make our way to hole 16, par 3, 407 feet. This drone is going to be taking us to a different pin location, a much easier and a really awesome pin location, in my opinion. And instead, we will be pushing much further past it. Trey turning this one over a little bit too much, doesn't get quite enough finish, but basically we are past the hill and just into the mouth of the woods. Brandon unfortunately getting cut short by that little pine tree. Pushing that one a little too wide.
That's exactly what I wanted to happen.
Not very happy about that, as you can tell. Thunder put all the juice behind this one, but unfortunately it got caught up by those little bushy hill spots there, and he will have some difficulty to get up and down. Kyle also getting kicked further to the left. I didn't see it at the time, but you saw it there on the camera. And here we have Brandon throwing a fantastic turnover forehand. He will be edge of circle 1. Kyle opting for the spiking backhand. And he will be edge of circle 1 as well. This is just a very tough spot. There is so much stuff in front of you. You have to go high. So it's very blind. That'll be edge of circle 2 on the outside. Trey putting a great line on that. Unfortunate reaction off of the hill there. Chad opting for this turnover. Put a lot of juice behind that one, a lot of angle. Should be in a pretty decent spot though. And Thunder came up very short, and he will be behind this bushy tree here. This is like prime time for plant growth. Unfortunately, just a little too short. I didn't even see this come out of his hand, and it just goes in the basket. Fantastic shot from Brandon. That was such a good 3 save. And Chad was actually advising him. He was like, yeah, there's a way easier gap over here. Kyle also saving the 3 back-to-back par saves. Oh no. Trey unfortunately hitting high and rolling back. Taking no time in the comeback. He will have to settle for the bogey. Chad opting for the par save here. I don't even know if you'd call that a par save, just a tap-in par. And Thunder for the bogey. And we arrive finally at everybody's favorite hole, hole 17, par 391 feet. This is a must birdie because this is an ace run hole all day, every day. Just a tight gap off of the tee, as Brandon is demonstrating here. Not the easiest gap to hit. It's only about 4 feet wide, but it does open up behind it. And Chad will be in a fantastic spot. Easy tap in there. Like I said, this is one you have to get. Kyle, unfortunately, not in a great position to get it. Trey also in a very good spot. Oh, friendly little roll maybe? Should be fine. Looks like Thunder opting for a little bit of a flex line, try and make the gap a little bit bigger. Yep. And that should be fine. Well, coming up a little bit short. A little bit short left. Brandon having to do a lean out on the knee. Oh, I forgot. The pin actually is up on that hill further to the left, so the pin location that you saw during the drone flyover is actually for the round 2. I forgot about that. My apologies. Oh my goodness. Great run from Thunder there. Hitting the basket. Just a little wide for Trey. Definitely had the height though. Oh man. Almost grabbing the 2. And I have to settle for the 3. Chad making good on the 2. Finally moving his way back up the scoreboard. Brandon from not a great position here, right behind the cedar tree. Can't even mark his lie because of how hilly it is. Oh man. Kyle making good on his par putt. Trey follows suit. We've got Thunder for the 3 as well. And Brandon to unfortunately tap in his bogey. This has not been his round. And here we are, hole 18, par 3 through 563 feet. And no, this is not in fact a clerical error. This is really a par 3. Very tight tee shot off, very tight gap off of the tee, opening up into a huge wide field and then narrowing once again as we get to the basket. One of my favorite themes of Center City is this narrow, wide, narrow. Chad unfortunately finding the narrow instead of the wide. Ooh, Kyle pulling this one really wide, but getting great result there. And he should be edge of circle 2 from that. Not quite the line I think he was going for, but did definitely get rewarded. Trey opting for the smash of a forehand. Ooh, my goodness. I don't think he quite wanted to go for that line. He will end up much further to the right than you would like. Probably have to go for another forehand to get to the basket. The further right you get, the harder and harder it will be because of how thick these woods are. Nice hyzer flip from Thunder here. And that was a PD apparently. Absolutely gorgeous shot. No love for Brandon, who I'm very certain wants to just get off of this hole and just go for lunch, get some food. Chad opting for a huge flex forehand, unfortunately going for, ended up being a thrower. Brandon with a pretty decent shot, I would say. He'll end up next to the parking lot. Edge of circle 3, I'd say. Oh, this is a bit of a misrelease from Chad. He definitely wanted that to be way more to the right. Here we've got Trey. Almost pinned high, but just way far to the right. Opting for the spiking forehand. Great shot from, yep. Kyle absolutely spot on there. Great shot from Trey. Kyle left with just a jump putt, and he will tap in a 3 and be happy about it. Thunder with a nice layup as well. Hole 18, no birdies on the day. Not playing the hardest, but definitely second or third hardest. Brandon with a pretty good up. He will unfortunately have to tap in the bogey. And Chad will have to follow suit as well. Just outside the circle to save his par. Just too low. He'll have a bit of work to do to save the bogey. Thunder just tapping in his par and walking off. Brandon and Chad. Chad noticeably frustrated. Definitely didn't go quite as well as he would like. Kyle tapping in his par. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my sponsor, Brandon Hudson. Thanks for being a trooper. Carrying on, I would like to thank my Patreons. I'd like to thank Dustin West and Sean Trapp. And also John Reed. Huge thank you to you guys. You helped bring this coverage to life. So hopefully catch you guys on the round 2 for the Hall of Fame Classic. Take care.